to another latest edition of the Technical Area Podcast. Joining me, Jason, tonight is
Robert,
Kieran,
Lee,
and that's us, live from Watford. Sorry, Kit. Handing you over now to Lee with the scores.
First thing we've got to talk about is like Wolves drawing with City. This was a team that was literally, I think we thought City was not. There was no way we didn't think City was going to take 9 points out of 3 games, and now we sit here and out of any of them, for it to be Wolves, for them to draw it.
yeah, especially the way they've started, Wolves have not been starting brilliantly, so you wouldn't think a team like that would beat Man City, draw against Man City. But I think we've got to say about the goal, the Wolves goal. Like, a lot of people see now, I think we can clearly see it was handball.
It definitely 100% winning off his hand. There is no denying it. There's no. I mean, the linesman didn't see it. The ref didn't see it. They all called it a clear goal, but he's gone to ground. He's gone for it. It looked like he was going for a diving header, but his head goes nowhere near the ball.
Yeah.
It's all his arm. It's all his hand. It's a very interesting.
It's back to the VAR compromise
exactly.
again, really, isn't it? Like, It seems to be a weekly thing at the minute of, should VAR be in this game? Should VAR be in that game? And is it potentially cost?
That goal definitely would not have stood in the World Cup. Just gone. That would have been disallowed straight away through the VAR.
But then credit where it's due. Like, admittedly, their goal was a bit ropey, but they held Man City to score in one goal.
Yeah, exactly. to get the point, they played well.
Exactly that. Man City scored one goal against them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which nowadays you don't sit here and go, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You sit here and go, oh, they only let Man City score one.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
That's incredible.
Like, if Man City don't score 4, it's like you've done well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if we're going to move on quickly, Arsenal West Ham. I take no. Well, no, I do take a little bit of joy in this, Rob. I'm not going to lie.
No comment.
But it is, it was Emery's first 3 points. To be fair, I think the result flattered us a lot. When you watch the highlights, I managed to catch quite a bit of the game, and the result flattered us a lot. We didn't look great at all. To be honest, it was a very flattering result in my eyes.
Yeah, for a team like us who's got no points but not playing well, and for some of the game to be all overused.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a great performance, but
to be fair, there was times where, especially in the first half, Arnautovic was tearing us to pieces. If he would actually had his finishing head on, he could have scored 2 or 3 on his own.
Yeah, but that's the thing. West Ham did take their chances. You come back and took your chances.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair play.
It's completely different from the Chelsea game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just a point about. The defending from West Ham was all over the place. Really, especially for Welbeck's goal, you had, for some reason, all 4 of your defenders seemed to go towards Bellerin, who didn't have nowhere near the ball, and left Welbeck in about 10 yards of space.
Yeah, we're like one player around 3 of your players.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it was going to be a one way from there.
Yeah.
But like I say, my West Ham obviously have got 0 points still, and obviously we need to start picking up, otherwise we're going to be down there. Didn't really want to say that, but we've got to acknowledge it. So we need to pick up soon before we get sunk in this relegation battle.
That's the thing though, isn't it? How long do you now give? Are we going on to Frank de Boer Crystal Palace territory, where you go 3 games now without any points?
Well,
Any points? Which it took Frank de Boer 7. Was it 7 games?
Yeah, it was 7 games. Yeah,
7 games before he got the sack at Palace. Do we start looking at these things?
But we did beat AFC Wimbledon 3-1, so we do have a win under our belt.
Even that, did you go 1-0 down to start with?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, exactly.
It took us then to go down to 10 men before we got back in it.
We're going to have a buzzing time at West Ham on Saturday.
We're going to love this.
I see you've got Wolves and Everton next, and then Chelsea. So yeah, that really look great.
Don't even think Wolves is an easy game now after drawing City and how they're playing. So, man, speaking of how teams that shouldn't be performing are performing, Watford 2-1 over Palace this weekend. Now one of only 4 clubs to have all 9 points after 3 games.
Oh, they the new Leicester. Is it Watford's year?
It's surely at this point, you got to say it's too early to tell. But everyone said this like at the 3 games after Leicester. Everyone went, they're not going to keep it up after 10 games. Leicester are going to fall away soon. And they never did. So there's just no way of knowing.
Yeah, and I say we all respect Man City and Liverpool to win the title, either one of them. But like I say, these teams, all they've got to do is keep getting scrappy wins here and there, like Leicester was doing.
Doesn't have to be pretty.
No, but finally get the wins.
The thing is that it's going to be a massive test for them their next 2 games.
Yeah.
I think they've got Tottenham at home and United away.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's 2 games, which arguably could be.
I think in that Leicester season, they lost 3 games all season?
I think it was, yeah.
3 games, yeah, it was twice to Arsenal, and then they lost to Liverpool, I think. And that was it the whole season. So it's games like that where if you can get out of Tottenham and United, get a point out of them each.
It could happen.
Exactly.
To be fair though, the way they played against Palace, I mean, we were all over them. And if you've got Crystal Palace all over you, you're not...
Then you could say the same thing about when Leicester won the league. Some of the games they played, teams were battering them all over the park. And it was just that long ball over the top to Vardy that just sunk them every time.
It's a good shout.
Now moving on to, I know this is a point you wanted to make, Jason, the Chelsea-Newcastle game.
Yeah.
Chelsea winning 2-1.
It's a tough game for me, really. Like, I watched the game and I must admit, the first 75 minutes, it could have possibly been the worst game I've ever watched. If I'm honest with you. It was mainly us all over the ball doing absolutely nothing with it. We'd go forward and lose it, basically. And would win it back, do the same again. But to be honest with you, the main point about this game I wanted to talk about was 2 really. Firstly is the whole VAR again. We won 2-1, which arguably it could have been 0-0. If there was VAR in that game, it could have been 0-0. Probably 1-0 because the second goal was an own goal. And it is what it is, but even still, the fact that that game finished 2-1 and with VAR it would have been 1-0 quite easily.
That's the thing now, isn't it? With where it's getting introduced into more and more competitions, you're seeing what it does now. You're seeing what it did in the World Cup. The FA Cup, it in the FA Cup was a bit ropey last year, but they seem to be, especially in the World Cup, sort of sorting out the kinks of it.
Yeah.
There's more and more pressure for it now to come in. Yeah,
the other thing I wanted to talk about the Chelsea game, I know I'm probably biased here, but it's just Jorginho. Like, the fact that in that game he had 15% possession of the ball on his own, and Newcastle as a team had 18. It speaks wonders about the role that he's come in and doing. I mean, the fact that he's never played football in this country before, and now out of nowhere he's doing that sort of thing. Like,
3 games in, he is looking like
signing of the season.
He is looking like a very good signing at this moment.
Yeah, he does look. He looks comfortable. It's like he's played there for a long time. Exactly.
He's come in and just looked like he's been in the Premier League.
Like, you can understand why City wanted him, and they tried so hard to get him in a way. But then, where would he fit in the City lineup? Do you reckon?
I think that's the problem with a lot of players though at the moment, isn't it? Unless you're unless you are the
best players in the world,
the elite, so to speak. Where does anybody fit in that Man City side right now?
But about him, he's come to the Premiership. A lot of players struggle in the first season, and he looked like he's been there for years. Yeah, it just doesn't. Nothing seems to trouble him in the Premier League. Doesn't see the pace of the football. Just nothing seems to trouble him.
No. Well. And then on to what is probably, it seems to be becoming a recurring thing in this podcast anyway. We're going to talk about, obviously, Mourinho and United Tottenham, 3-0 to Tottenham at Old Trafford. I mean, take nothing away from Tottenham. Lucas Moura, he was
sensational.
He was great that game. Tore him apart. Especially his third goal, where he just absolutely tore him apart.
But it could easily be more.
Exactly.
It was like how many were they going to get, rather than like could it be an even game? But they were literally Man United are at home at Old Trafford, where a few years ago no teams would ever come there and beat them. They'd be unbeatable at home, and now teams are coming and taking the game to them, and some are getting points out of it or 3 points out of it.
I think we said this last week when we said that there's no longer that
fear factor.
Yeah, there's no longer that fear factor at Old Trafford that when Ferguson was in the dugout. When Ferguson was in the dugout, you feared going to Old Trafford. You went to Old Trafford going,
how many are we going to lose?
Yeah, let's just go for the point. Let's get the point. Let's get the draw. Let's get the draw and we'll be okay. It's no longer that is no longer happening.
Yeah, you go to United now and you just think this is a winnable game.
Yeah.
Especially this season anyway. I think all of these like sort of mid-table and lower league sides as such, they're going to Old Trafford, and don't get me wrong, what Tottenham done was incredible. They played phenomenal in that game, but you sit there and if you're a Cardiff, no offence, or that sort of calibre of side, you sit there and go, Tottenham just literally tore them apart. Why can't we do that?
There was a lack of just any sort of the communication on that pitch from Man United. You had Andre Herrera, who I don't know what position he was meant to be playing in. I don't know whether he was meant to be right back or left back or centre back. He just seemed to not have a clue of what he was doing.
Exactly that. Like Spurs made them look like the away side.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. They made it look like Old Trafford was their own pitch.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, and of course we can't talk about the game without talking about the press conference afterwards.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mourinho, he claimed that he's a great manager. He's got 3 titles, and every other manager in the league combined has 2. Obviously, that being Guardiola and Pellegrini.
Yeah.
But lads, what do we think now?
It's he keeps talking about respect. Like he says, the press give him no respect, and he may have a point in some respects, but you got to think he made such a big deal out of the fact of 3 Premier League titles. I've won 3 Premier League titles. I deserve respect. Where was his respect for Arsene Wenger, calling him a specialist in failure? Wenger done the same thing, 3 Premier League titles, and now he's saying he demands respect for the same thing that he wasn't respecting Wenger for.
But you look at like Wenger, he went invincible. He done invincible season.
Exactly.
He's won titles, FA Cups. You can go on.
Yeah.
I know he didn't won anything for a while, but what he built at Arsenal was brilliant. Mourinho's just come in, bought all these players, spent over like 350 million, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And now people are questioning where's the money gone. That's why people are not giving them so much respect, because they're saying you spent all this money. Where are the titles? We want titles. We want trophies. If you're going to spend this amount of money on players.
I think as well though, with what you're saying there, I think that Mourinho coming out saying he should have all this respect and everything because he's won 3 titles or whatever. If you're sitting there as a United fan, he's basically sitting there going, oh yeah, I was better when I was at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But is that going to get the fans on his side, realistically speaking?
I think he's already lost the fans, to be fair. He's lost the players and lost the fans.
I was reading...
There's no way going back.
I can't remember what I was reading now, but I was saying, is Jose Mourinho a manager that can get a team out of a tailspin?
No.
You know what I mean? If they're on the downslope, is Mourinho the manager that can get you out of it?
Not at all.
No, I don't think
he's that type of manager.
I don't think he has a plan B.
Is it? Yeah.
I think if plan A doesn't work, I don't think he knows where to go. So I think he's so used to everything working. As soon as it doesn't work, he doesn't know what to do. He's got all his players he can put on, but if that don't work, what does he do?
Exactly that. It seems like, as stupid as it's going to make me sound, he's a winner. If you get where I'm coming from, he's so used to winning and sort of coming out and playing Spurs at home and battering them 3-0, that when the flip side happens, he don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think,
you know what I mean.
though, what makes him a bad manager is he blames everyone else.
Yeah.
And he doesn't go like, look, I got the tactics completely wrong, the game. Instead he's sitting there talking about how many Premier League titles he's won. And the thing I don't like the geezer is he seems to go on a temper tantrum every time he loses.
Yeah.
So on the flip side of that then, we're sitting here saying that, you know, Mourinho might not be a good manager or whatever. Now, I like the bloke, but Pochettino, this is a man who's been at Tottenham now 4 seasons, not won a single trophy other than the pre-season Champions Cup, whatever it's called. But he's not won a major trophy in 4 seasons. You got to think Mourinho's only been at United 2 years, or 2 and a bit years now, and he's won 2 trophies. Like, is that success, and Pochettino's therefore the bad manager? He's even worse manager.
I don't think he's the worst manager. I just think he's not spent as much money as I don't think Mourinho has, but I don't think he's as good as people think, because a team like Tottenham need to be winning trophies, even like the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. Like they're winnable. You see teams like lower teams get to the semi-finals. Like, why can't they start winning a few trophies? I know the league, they probably won't win the league. Not with City around.
Now, I'll hold my hand up and go, this may be a bit of Arsenal bias, but I do think sometimes in the press there is a different measuring stick, so to speak, for different clubs about what they... Like, when Arsene Wenger went 4 years or 5 years without a trophy, there was a brigade, there was a... Why is there no trophies? Why is there no trophies? Where for Tottenham it seems to be... Tottenham and Pochettino, it seems to be a bit more... Oh, they're playing well though. They're playing well.
Yeah, they're advancing themselves. They're getting closer.
Yeah, they're getting closer. I was like, well, at a certain point, getting closer isn't
enough.
Isn't enough, exactly.
That's the thing. Do we think that realistically speaking, if this Tottenham side, that Pochettino or the Bold or whoever it was, thought we don't need to improve, is this Tottenham side now got to repay the faith in it? If they now got to sit there and win a trophy, have it be the League Cup even, but they've got to get something to repay the manager's faith and the board's faith in this side, that they thought you can all keep your starting 11. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to think a lot of them in the summer got given brand new contracts.
Long deals.
Yeah, exactly. Like long-term contracts. New stadium on the horizon. They've got to show that they were worth the investment in a way of the new contracts and the new stadium and everything. Because you got to think 5-10 years ago would this new stadium have come about if this sort of new age of Tottenham, so to speak, had come about.
That's the thing, really, isn't it? Like, you sort of sit there and you go, this Tottenham side is a very young side.
Yeah.
But then when you've got players like Harry Kane who are now starting to get into that sort of not prime of their career, but
they need to start
getting
stuff.
there, if you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You've got your Dele Alli, still very young, got another good 10 years ahead of him.
Yeah.
However, he's got 3 years worth of first team Premiership experience now.
Yeah.
Christian Eriksen the same. Like, you sit there and go, this squad have surely got to do something now.
They've got to produce results in the next couple of years. If they don't, as I said before, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm one of these people that strongly believe nowadays that loyalty in football is dead. People can say what they like. I'm of the belief that no one is loyal in football.
There's just too much money in
There's
football.
too
now.
much money in football. Exactly. To the point where, how long is it going to take for the Harry Kanes, the Dele Allis, the Eriksens to go, you know what, this is nice and all, but I'd quite like a medal.
Yeah, we're not winning anything. Yeah, I can see your point there actually.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like, because you sit there and you go, yeah, okay, Harry Kane should sign this new 6-year deal, but
yeah,
if he doesn't win a trophy in the next couple, and Real Madrid are lurking.
Yeah, exactly. Your Real Madrid's.
Yeah.
Money talks, and you look at teams. There are teams even in the Premier League that are not. You know, if Mourinho stays, is Mourinho going to splash out the? We know Mourinho is not afraid, to break the bank for players. You know, the 90 millions for Pogba's, the 500 grand a week he's playing Sanchez.
That's the thing though, like, if Mourinho doesn't stay, it's been rumoured Zidane is going to try and take over United. What do we think of that?
I've got a feeling that I think Mourinho is going to be leaving soon. Just the way at the end of the Tottenham game, he stayed on the pitch a bit longer, clapped the fans, pretty much saying that, is it a goodbye? Sort of does he know it's a goodbye. But I think if he goes, I think Zidane will be a good appointment in his place.
You got to think really, who else is there out there? I can think of no one really out there. Not really fine unless you start to go and they start to go a bit not silly, but you start to go, what other managers are out there that you can actually get right now? Wenger's not going to take the Man United job. I wouldn't think. Who else is out there really, apart from Zidane now, that you'd go, that's the manager you want?
I did read something the other day that Martial was thinking about signing a contract and he thinks he's going to outlast Mourinho.
I saw that.
And that's
the main reason he's signing him.
Yeah. Because Mourinho wants to get rid of him, but obviously he doesn't get on along with him, so he wants to sign a contract.
Is that not another reason why you think Mourinho might go in the end? Because now it seems like Mourinho and the board are on two different sides of things. Mourinho saying, I don't want him. The board's going, here's a new contract.
That's the thing though, like, do we think that if Mourinho is to stay, obviously the Champions League draw was today, do you think he's the right man that if they don't get rid of him now, can take him into that Champions League campaign and arguably do something? They're in a tough group. They've got Juventus, Valencia and Young Boys. Like, yes, Lee, Young Boys.
I'm sorry, but that could possibly be the worst name I've ever heard for a football club. Like, I'm sorry, but the jokes are just there, aren't they?
I wasn't around.
The jokes are just there. Who would have thought that was a good name? Like,
but yeah, like, back to the topics. I lost where I was. I completely lost it. Completely lost it.
Mourinho coming back.
About the Champions League group, going into can he beat the likes of Juventus, Valencia in that group?
It's a tough ask.
But if let's say he's lost the dressing room, which he pretty much has, is there actually any way coming back from that?
Well, if Tottenham can go to Man United, beat them 3-0. What's Juventus going to do?
Yeah,
they're going to run right around them. And Valencia, they're no mugs. They're a good side. So I think they'll be tricky. I really don't know much about Young Boys. I'm going to be honest with you. I wait for if they do lose against Young Boys. I wait. He can't stop coming out saying, Man United had the younger team because clearly the name says Younger Boys.
How long have you been waiting for that one?
Quite a while. Since I saw the draw.
So who do we think is going to go the furthest in the Champions League this year then, boys? Like, you got City in a group with Shakhtar, Lyon and Hoffenheim.
They got a very lucky group. They got a very good group to go through.
You'd arguably think they're going to top that, really.
They should.
Yeah, but the players they've got.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they lose to Shakhtar last year in the group?
They did. Yeah.
They did. But they
I
should
think they were already through, so I don't think it was a must.
Yes, they was. They should be topping that group though, without
definitely.
any. I mean, and then you look at like Man United's group is tough. It is, especially with Juventus and Valencia in there.
You probably look at Juventus probably win the group, and it's probably a fight for second between Valencia and Man United.
See, I think Liverpool have probably got the toughest group on paper, to be honest. When you sit there and you go, they've got PSG and Napoli.
Yeah.
They've also got FK Crvena Zvezda, who we all know are not a laughing team. Do you know what I mean? Like, FK Crvena Zvezda can definitely,
Otherwise known as Red Star Belgrade.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Either or, they can definitely,
Red Star Belgrade, they're not a bad side. We
watched them, didn't we?
Yeah, we watched them at Europa League last year against Arsenal.
I was actually saying it as a joke, but they actually are quite a good side.
I personally think that Tottenham's probably got the worst group.
Yeah, the Barcelona, Inter Milan,
PSV,
the
group of death.
Yeah, that's not going to be a very easy one.
Yeah.
Inter Milan are coming on a bit of a resurgence at the moment. Because Barcelona, nothing really more you have to say about Barcelona. It'll be difficult, but then again, I think everyone said that about them last year when they had Real Madrid and Dortmund, and they still ended up topping the group. So it's
nobody knows, I suppose.
No, exactly.
I tell you what will be a good group to watch is the Atletico Dortmund Monaco group.
Yeah.
That'll be a very, very interesting.
That's the group of the competition right there.
Yeah, group of death right there.
Yeah. I mean, and it's any one of them, three that can go through. Like, it is a pick and choose them out of that lot.
100%.
As I look at this as an Arsenal fan in Europa League, I'm not looking forward to one of them dropping back into it when they don't go through.
That's like a lot of them, really, isn't it? Like, you sort of sit there, even like the Barcelona group.
Yeah, exactly that. PSV, Inter Milan, Tottenham, Barcelona. Not looking forward to one of them dropping into it either.
Exactly that. It's going to be a very good season of European competition this year, which could be very different in 2021, as the news of today is. That apparently UEFA are looking to bring in a third European competition for club teams. It runs alongside the Champions League and Europa League, meaning the Europa League will become smaller, allowing more lower sides, so to speak, or lower finishing in the table side into this competition.
My thing is, I don't really see the point of it.
Yeah, there's only two competitions.
Exactly. To me, it dilutes the
credentials of getting into one of them places.
Yeah, exactly. And it also, to me, it devalues the Europa League, which, let's face it, is not exactly the most prestigious competition as it is. It's going to devalue it even further.
It's going to be your Southampton and Everton league, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, exactly. Like this third one, and and that introduces more games into a football seasons. Because right now, not be funny, you get Champions League on a Tuesday and Wednesday night, Europa League on a Thursday night. Where's this one going to go? A Friday night? A Monday night?
It'll probably be the same as Europa League, imagine.
Do they share it with... Exactly.
Like the alternate weeks.
That's the thing though, the players want to play more games. They're
But
already
then at the
playing
same time, it'll be a money spinner at the end of the day, won't it? And I think that's what it comes down to. UEFA will earn loads more money in ticket sales and stuff and advertising. The clubs will get more in money for it. And then obviously the TV rights behind it, it's just going to pour more money into the football.
Well, are they just going to introduce something like almost league structure where it's going to be like... Because at the moment the winner of the Europa League goes straight into the Champions League next year. Is it now going to be that the winner of this third one goes into the Europa League the following year and it ends up in some weird relegation promotion system or something?
Yeah, that could be a way they try and go with it, make it like that Nations League thing.
Yeah, that starts
in a couple of weeks.
Does it start? Yeah, start in a couple of weeks, doesn't it?
We've got Spain.
Ooh.
But I'd like to go back to the three tournaments. If they do have a third one, there'd be more teams in there. But these teams like Southampton and Everton, they haven't got a big squad like Everton, like Man City, Chelsea. Them teams have got. So they'll have to play first team players. If they've got a game in like Russia, then 3 days later they've got another Premier League game. They haven't got time to rotate. They haven't got the players to rotate. And I think it would just cause people to moan about if they lose in the Premier League because of it.
But then, as a West Ham fan, you're obviously not this season, but go back a few years, you were starting to compete in that sort of level, if you know what I'm from. You were like competing for the 7th, the 8th, the 9th even. Like, you sit there and go, if you were finishing 7th or 8th, and that was getting you this third European competition, would you take that? As a fan?
I'd say I'd like to, but in a way I wouldn't, because I don't think it wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't feel like we've earned it, because it's like you saying, "Oh, we finished mid-table. We still got some Europa League competition." It's just doesn't feel the same. It feels like you've got to be the best to be in these best leagues. Everyone wants to see the best games. They want to see the Atletico Madrid's versus like the Man City's, Juventus, Barcelona. This is what I want to see. I know, obviously, as a West Ham fan, and obviously a Palace fan, it'd be great for us to get in these sort of competitions, but we haven't got the squad depth to be in these competitions.
What about you, Kit? As a Palace fan?
Pretty much everything like Rob said, yeah. And plus, going back to it, I would rather get into the Champions League or the Europa League. I think it sort of lowers the credentials, as you said earlier, of both competitions.
Rob made a good point as well when he says that the ratings for these TV ratings for these games ain't going to be great. If we would do third one for even lower, you got to think that you want to see Juventus versus, Tottenham, Juventus versus Man United. You don't want to see. You're not going to turn on your telly to watch
West Ham versus FC Astra or someone.
It's
just doesn't really appeal to many people.
West Ham versus the team that won the
Norwegian second division.
You're not going to want to watch those games.
No, that's a fair point. Right, moving on then. The transfer window in Europe shuts this time tomorrow, I believe. Now that it's all sort of nearly finished as such, what's your thoughts now from a couple of weeks ago when we discussed the English window shutting beforehand? Do we think that we should keep it how it is, or do you think ours should be extended again?
I think we should, I said before, I think it should be open at the same time, closed at the same time. So teams at equal times, if they lose players, they can gain a player into the team. Because like I said before, if obviously we're close and say that some club comes in millions of pounds, right, you've gone, we've got no time to sign anyone, we can't sign anyone, we've got to wait till January. So I still believe everything should shut at the same time and open at the same time.
A good example, Mariano, who Real Madrid have just signed from Lyon last night. I think he was, correct me if I'm wrong, their top goal scorer last season. And they're going to have obviously no time to replace their top goal scorer. So,
It's
I think, well, to be fair, it's probably a bad example because it's not an English squad. But, I think, say if Real Madrid signed Harry Kane from Spurs, and then, they've got no time to replace him. Well, they can't replace him because
They
windows.
can't.
That's what I'm trying to.
it didn't have as big of an impact as I thought it was going to have. Sort of this transfer window, but that's not meaning to say it won't in next summer's transfer window or the transfer window afterwards. It's still, I think, got to be that a uniform system from UEFA that go, this is when your transfer deadline when everyone's transfer deadline date is.
It seems like a lot of these clubs in Europe though are trying to keep it, not trying, that's the wrong word, but it seems like they're doing a lot of business between each other, if you know what I mean. You've not really had any higher profile Premiership departures yet. Do you know what I mean? I can't think of any off the top of my head that have made the news, if you know what I mean. Like, you sort of sit there and you go like, is this the Premier League teams going, no, we ain't got time?
I think that's just a lot. I think the European clubs are realising that it's going to be a lot easier to negotiate with another team in Europe whose transfer window is still open and can sign a replacement than a Premier League team who's going to not be able to sign a replacement.
Yeah, there's no way you could get rid of a first team player.
Yeah, exactly.
And then your window's closed. Yeah, personally.
So, Kia, you had a point that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah. Well, do you guys reckon clubs should be able to sign free agents at any point during, not in the transfer window?
They still can't they?
I think they can.
It's up to.
I think they can sign, but I don't think they can actually officially register till January.
Is that it?
I might be completely wrong there. I swear I read that somewhere.
So it's a bit like a Costa at Atletico situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I think you should be able to. Because obviously if you get loads of injuries and there's a player that can, for a free agent that can be a back, like play for, 3 months while your players are injured, then the player's not doing anything. Hasn't played for another club. So I think it should be allowed, because you can do emergency loans at any time. Because I know West Ham done it before. We got a Mounier from Arsenal for like a month.
Yeah, it's only with goalkeepers, isn't it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it said anyone. I didn't realise that.
There's very strict criteria behind that as well, isn't there? Because they were talking about City trying to do it.
Yeah.
Because what's his face, Bravo, got injured.
Yeah.
They were trying to talk about City trying to get Kaden Navas and like.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
But they couldn't because they've got an under 21 goalkeeper registered. They can't do it.
Yeah, you literally for the Premier League or FA to allow that, you literally need to have only one goalkeeper available.
The whole squad.
Yeah, like the whole squad.
Yeah, because both our goalkeepers got injured, so we didn't have we had an under 18 keeper, and that was basically it.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was. It was like a League One squad. I think it was last year or year before. I think they literally had 4 goalkeepers injured, and they had an emergency loan, and he got injured. And then I think it might have been Plymouth. I could be wrong, but yeah, they're quite strict on it now. You pretty much can't have a single goalie, even if he's never played in this, like first team in his life. Yeah, they're pretty strict on it.
So, on to the last sort of main topic we're going to talk about, really. The England squad for the Nations League and the Switzerland friendly got announced today. What do you guys think is the biggest shock in that? Rob?
Don't know. I think I've got Butlins in there. I'm not sure why he's in. 'Cause he plays in Championship and he's still in it. But I guess he haven't really got any other keepers. Like Pope's injured, Heaton's injured.
Obviously, McCarthy got called up.
Yeah, well, I was surprised that even Hart didn't get called up because he's playing now. He's not going to be our number one, but
It's a good third choice at the end of the day, whatever way you look at it. Experience or not.
I think when you leave a player like Hart, who'd been, our number one, when you leave him out of the World Cup, it's a bit sort of.
Can you go back?
Can you go back? Exactly. Once you leave him out of the World Cup, the World Cup's gone. Can you, your first game back after the World Cup, go, oh yeah, we know we left you out of the World Cup and everything, but come back now. It's a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, and I say this as an Arsenal fan, Danny Welbeck, I don't know why Danny Welbeck keeps getting picked, if I'm honest. I say that as an Arsenal fan. How he keeps getting picked when he hardly plays for Arsenal. I mean, yeah, he's got a weekend, but that must have been his first Arsenal goal since... I can't remember. I can't remember his last goal.
Okay, what about you?
I'd probably go with Danny Welbeck, but I think Callum Wilson should be replace Danny Welbeck. I think that would be a good shout.
Bournemouth striker,
yeah. Yeah. Or Lallana. I don't think he doesn't really play much for Liverpool now, so I don't.
See, I agree with that point about Lallana, but I think the same for Loftus-Cheek. I don't get how he's got in there.
Yeah.
I don't think he even has featured for us this year, to be honest. And he somehow got in there. Like, you sort of sit there and these players like Wilshere are playing every week. What are they going to think? I mean, Barkley.
Yeah.
I know Barkley's obviously a long way off, but you sit there and you go, Barkley's played quite a lot all of pre-season and like had his appearances in the first 3 games.
Yeah.
Yet Loftus-Cheek, who has made the bench once,
who had like one good game in the World Cup, really.
Yeah,
It didn't really feature much. Yeah, I completely agree with you there.
But what I think it is, I think these managers are scared to put these lower league, not lower league, but lower Premiership teams, like players in, because if they put them in and they do really badly, their fans will have a go at basically the manager. But if he puts like the Rooneys and that, Gerrards and Lampards used to be back in the day when we had Capello, didn't pick any other players. So as soon as if it goes wrong, he goes, well, I'll pick our best squad, and then pretty much it goes away from him. So I think managers are scared to pick like the Callum Wilsons and like them sort of players, the players who are playing well for their clubs, but they're not in top clubs like Man City, Liverpool, that. So they don't seem to get in the team, like say Wilshere as well, plays with West Ham. No one seems to look at West Ham like Wilshere, and then even Cresswell was playing well last season, and obviously didn't make it into the England team.
That's the point though, it's about Aaron Cresswell there. Like, obviously in that left back role, we took Ashley Young to the World Cup. We've now dropped him out of the squad and replaced him with Luke Shaw. Which, who would have thought 6 months ago we'd be sitting here now with Luke Shaw in an England squad?
Yeah. It's one of them ones. I don't think he's deserved to be called up. He's been playing alright, but I don't think he's been playing anything special. I think it's because he plays for Man United, he's been called up to replace Ashley Young.
No, I agree with you there, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the talking point out of this squad we're all talking about is obviously the news that came out this week that Gary Cahill and Jamie Vardy both not so much retiring, but saying that they're taking a step back from the England squad. Basically saying that unless there's major injury problems, they don't want to be called up.
I can understand that though, in a way. You sit there and you go, with Southgate, you can obviously tell what he's trying to do. Like bring in all these young players, give it a fresh look or whatever. And you sort of sit there and you go, Young's obviously not been called up this time. He was 33. Cahill and Vardy both in their 30s. Have we got anyone in the squad now over the age of 30?
No, I can think of, no.
I don't think we do.
Don't think we do.
I think it's because he used to be the England under-21 manager. he was managing loads of these players. He knows Pickford. He knows them sort of players. He's been managing even on 21 level. So I think he's trying to put them in there, which I like about. I like we're going young because with the older players, we've not won anything for ages. We're not going to win anything. I don't think for a while still. Like our best chance, I think, was at the Russia World Cup.
Yeah.
And fair play to players got to the semis, but I don't think we still haven't got that quality.
I think my thing is, I get Cahill. Cahill's been international since 2010. 8 years as an full-length international. Yeah, that's about right. But Vardy's just one that I said to go. I don't even think he went to the Euros in 2016. I don't think he made that. He did.
I think he did. I think that was his first tournament.
Yeah, 1 Euro. Yeah, he may have gone to 1 Euros and 1 World Cup. This was a man that, he's not exactly young, but he could have at least got another Euros and helped the squad. He only picked up, I think, wasn't it like?
It weren't a lot of caps, was it?
15 caps or something.
Yeah.
I tweeted it on the our account in the week, and I think it was in the end 15 caps if I remember rightly.
That's the thing though, you sort of sit there and you go, has Vardy called time too early? Or has he done the right thing in a way by sitting there taking himself out of that option to allow the likes of Rashford to gel with Kane, for example, and give us that extra, oomph going forward in the next Euros? Is that the right move in a way?
Yeah, I would agree, yeah.
You sort of sit there, don't you, in a way, and you go like, look, he's not getting any younger. He might get the next Euros, he might not. But
I think it's what Scholes done back years ago. He went, I'm retiring from England because I want the youngsters to play. I've had my time in. I want the youngsters to go and have the experience, have World Cups, have Euros. And I think maybe that is what he's doing. He's thinking, I'm not going to get improved at the moment. I'm going to deteriorate now. So let these youngsters who are 21, who will get to their prime soon, get gel within the team, rather than get to their prime and then go, right, you're in a team. You haven't time to gel with the team. But if they can get them in young, get them to the prime, and then we might actually do something in these tournaments.
I think age plays a part as well, because it is Leicester's first team striker. I think is he 30 plus?
Yeah, he's like 32, I think.
Yeah, so
he peaked quite late.
Yeah, I think it's quite a good career move. Well, yeah, a move to sort of let the youngsters gel and
it extends his club career as well, in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's getting an extra 2 weeks off every few months.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah,
does alright for himself.
Yeah.
But staying on the topic of international football, the feature about ourselves this week is our best international moment.
For me, it's a pretty easy and probably pretty obvious one. It's going to be that Beckham free kick against Greece to get us into the 2002 World Cup. I think that at the moment that you sit there as an England fan, you sit there and go, that is one that you remember.
That's one of my first.
Yeah, him standing over that free kick, you sit there and go, to put us into the World Cup.
Nation holds its breath type thing.
Exactly, it literally was. And if that showed where a lot of times I've said he's Beckham more of the brand than a good player, but it was them sparks of brilliance that you can't replicate moments like that.
Kieran?
I reckon would have to be Ronaldinho lobbing David Seaman.
Yeah.
Against
We mentioned on the
England.
podcast last week, I think we mentioned his.
Yeah. I think it was a. Well, because I used to love Ronaldinho, I think everyone did. It's just a brilliant moment. Just no one expected it.
But it's one of the best
Yeah.
Still on the subject of free kicks, it was another great free kick.
Yeah.
It really was. As you said, no one saw it coming.
Yeah.
I'll say mine would have to be something that's probably hasn't happened for ages and probably will never happen again. England winning a penalty shootout in the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
So I think for me that's the moment. Everyone, we thought we was all going to lose on penalties, we won. So, what you, Jace? What do you think?
For me, it's tough really because I've got sort of two in a way. it's both from this summer, like, which is weird, but it's like that Trippier free kick against Croatia. Just because for that moment, I think the whole country believed.
Yeah.
If you know, in semi-finals, we've just gone 1-0 up after 5 minutes against Croatia. Is this our year again? I think anyone who was sceptical started to go, you never know.
Yeah. Believed for that.
For that next 20 minutes or so,
Yeah.
it could happen.
Just for that little
Is
moment.
this going to be 1966 again?
Yeah. And yeah, the other one was Harry Kane's last minute winner against Tunisia. Just because I met Jesus. I met Jesus. I dropped a beer and the geezer caught it. That was the best moment of my life.
Actually, I want to change my best moment. It's got to be the 1966 West Ham winning the World Cup. Just like that.
I knew it was going to say that.
Every time.
Right, well, that's all from us. Nearly all from us, even. Handing you over to Lee again.
Yep. Just to remind everyone, please follow us on Twitter at the Technical Area PC. No, sorry, just at Technical Area PC. Follow us on Instagram at the Technical Area Podcast. Like us on Facebook, the Technical Area. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or iTunes. Just search the Technical Area, and we are now on Spotify. So please follow us on Spotify. And if you're on Android, any good podcast service should have us. Please subscribe to us on whichever podcast service you use. Just please, and if you are to get the word out, please tell your friends to listen. We really want to. We really want this to grow. We want you to get involved. Please tweet at us. Please just follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Just get the word out.
So yeah, and now that's all from us. Because that was emotional nearly. That got good. That got deep, mate. That got deep. Pulled at your heartstrings. But anyway, thank you from all of us here, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And good night, ladies and gentlemen.